Hello, this is Dorota from Alpine Dotty. Today I would like to um, show you the three ways how to distinguish the differences in similar looking mushrooms. I will talk about chanterelles, morels, and parasol mushrooms. Please stay until the end of this video because I have a surprise for you. Also, this is the first time I'm doing this, so leave me a comment if everything went well for you, and if you like um, this kind of recording. So, for everyone who doesn't know me yet, my name is Dorota Thompson, and I'm a forager. I've been picking mushrooms since I was a child, not just only mushroom, but plants and herbs. So it's the knowledge is passed from me through generations, and I've been studied as well and educate myself in that direction. So I would like to start with chanterelles first. Let's introduce chanterelles um, for you for everyone who sort of seen them, but you also have seen the other orange looking like mushrooms, and it seems to be very confusing when you look at the websites and try to check if this is the real chanterelle or not, or you look at the applications or mushroom book. I know the information can be very confusing, so that's why I made this video, to make it crystal clear for you and simplify to three simple rules. So this is how the golden real chanterelle looks like. You can see on the photos. You can find them with oak, chestnut, hazel, or beech, but common chanterelles are also grow under conifers and occasionally beneath hedgerows. Chanterelles show a preference for acidic soil. They grow up to 5 centimeters high. The second type of the chanterelle is the winter chanterelle. It looks completely different than the winter chanterelles, and that's why um, it's not easy to confuse with anything else. It's called also yellow foot or trumpet chanterelle. They grow in more shaded areas, more mossy locations, in the forest where it's shaded, and they grow in a mixed forest as well. Also, they grow in a big colonies, so when you find one, you find loads of them growing next to each other. In France, you probably see them in the shop as well. So they are not very attractive mushrooms, but they are absolutely delicious. They called also yellow food, as you can see on the pictures. The stem is yellow and is hollow inside. They are quite small and tiny mushrooms, so when they grow in the moss, you can only see the brown little cap that looks like everything else around on the ground. So it's quite difficult to find. If you find a spot, keep it in mind and come back there every single year because they're gonna grow. They're gonna grow and spread in that area. So the most common mistake made with chanterelle is with false chanterelles. You can see on that picture, there's three things to look at. First is color. Color of the golden chanterelle. You get the first picture on the top left column. Chanterelles are yellow, dark yellow, but generally they are yellow. The false chanterelle, the color is orange. However, don't be scared, because this false chanterelle is not. It's only slightly poisonous. So if you eat it, make you confused with the real chanterelle, then you just only have gastric problems may appear after eating. Of course, go to the hospital, take a sample with you so the doctors know exactly which mushroom you ate so they can treat you for it. As well, quantity matters. So if you just gather the false chanterelles and have a big quantity of it, the problems may be more serious, like liver failure, etc. So it's important always, if you're not feeling very well after eating the wild mushrooms, go to the hospital and take a sample. Either it's the sauce you ate, the soup, the dish you ate, or the vomit you produced. Take a bit of a sample of the mushrooms so they know exactly what you ate and how to treat you. The second thing difference to look at is the ridges. So the ridges on the real Chanterelle on the left, come on second picture, is more wider than the false Chanterelle. The false Chanterelles, the ridges are tight and close to each other, and the hat is round and smoother. As you see, the Chanterelles, the hat is irregular shape, and in false Chanterelles, it's much smoother. The third thing to look at is the stem. The stem in real Chanterelle is the same as the rest of the mushroom and is much thicker. The stem in the full Chanterelles is much darker and much thinner. If you're still not sure, don't pick it. You can always take to the pharmacy in France. They are trained to recognize the mushrooms as well. However, as again, color is important. The irregular shapes of a hat and the ridges, and the stem is how to recognize the faux chanterelle from golden chanterelle. That is delicious, edible. Little tip for you: when you cook chanterelles, don't cut them because they become bitter. So you cook them whole for quite a long time. They contain a substance called chitin that is as well like in your nail and hair. So this is that's why they are quite thick and sturdy mushrooms. So you have to cook them for a quite long time. So put them in a pan for 30 minutes, cover it up, and cook for at least 30 minutes, and then add the garlic butter and all the herbs, anything you want to make a dish. Cover again for another 30 minutes, at least an hour. Cook chanterelles so they are easier to digest. All right, next mushroom I would like to introduce you is mushroom with gill, the parasol mushroom. As I said earlier, don't pick mushroom with gills because it's really easy to mistake it with the poisonous mushrooms, which is I show you later. However, the parasol mushroom is one of the mushrooms is quite distinguished and easy to recognize. So they grow on the fields. So there are more open spaces. They have a hat with scales. The rim on the stalk slides and the stem is hollow like a straw. They can grow up to 30 centimeters tall. So they are very big mushrooms compared, for example, to chanterelles. Chanterelles only 5 centimeters. They grow up to 30. So they're big mushrooms. That's why they call parasol mushroom, because the biggest one you can actually pick it up and then it can protect you from the rain. I'm just kidding, but it's a cooking tip for you here as well with the parasol mushroom. I love them because they are my favorite from my childhood. So the best way to cook them is just to cook the hat. The stem is very tough. So you just take a hat and you cover it in flour, beaten egg, a pinch of salt, and then breadcrumbs, and then fry it on both sides until golden and crispy, and are just absolutely delicious. So let's see how we can easily mistake them with poisonous mushrooms. So first we look at the hat. So on the left column you have parasol mushroom, on the right you have poisonous mushrooms. The first picture shows the parasol mushroom has scales on the hat. The poisonous mushrooms, they usually have a smooth cap. Okay, they both have gills underneath it, so they are pretty much the same. The second thing to look at is the stem. Parasol mushroom has hollow stem like a straw. I don't know if you can see on the picture here, but it is when you pick it, it's like a straw. Okay, the poisonous mushroom has a full stem. And the third difference is that parasol mushroom have a quite loose mobile ring, and the poisonous mushroom doesn't have a connected ring on the stem. Okay. Again, if you're not sure, take it to the pharmacy in France. They are trained and they know exactly what to do. However, parasol mushrooms are quite distinguished from other poisonous toadstools. The third mushroom I would like to show you is the true morels. The morels, they're quite popular in France here. Morels grows on the edges of wooded areas, especially around oak, elm, ash, and aspen trees. Look for dead or dying trees because the morels tend to grow right around the base. These are spring mushrooms, so fruiting anywhere from February to June, depending on where you live. They vary in color from dark to cream depending on exposure to the sun. They grow up to 8 centimeter highs. So, yeah, they are spring mushrooms and they are only for a few weeks. I mean, depends of the elevation where you live, of course. The characteristics are, like a honeycomb hat. They are very good, perfect for drying. So if you can't eat them all fresh, they dry them, they keep their shape, they keep the flavors and taste and color and everything, and they are absolutely great for to enjoy them for the rest of the year. The second look-alike, edible, it's half morel, semi-free morel. They grow similar to true morels around the cane, elm, ash, poplar, and aspen trees. This mushroom is very good and tasty, and it's like a brother of true morel. The hats are quite a bit smaller than real morels, and the difference is the lower part of the cap is not attached to the stem as it is in the true morel. So that's why the name is semi-free morel. They grow up to 8 centimeter high, so they are very similar to true morels. So the one mushroom to mistake the true morel is the false morel, Geometria. This mushroom is poisonous, so do not pick it. They occur in the spring, so they occur at the same time as the true morels and the half morels. They mostly found in the sandy soil, often beneath the pine trees. The red-brown cap is irregularly lobed rather than like a brain, and it's usually broader than it is tall. So cap range from 5 to 15 centimeters across and 4 to 8 tall. Ranges in color as well, from orange brown to dark brown. Comparison. True morels. So let's just gather this all together. So true morel have a cap attached to the stem, as you see on the first picture. The cap is attached all the way through the stem, and the stem is hollow, and the inside and the cap is hollow. The half morel, when you cut it, is similar. However, the cap is free hanging cap, only attached to the stem at the top. Okay, you see on the second picture? But the stem is clean and hollow. Before cooking or drying, I like to actually cut them in half because sometimes some snails or bugs like to climb in and just make a little home out of this stem of a mushroom. So always clean your mushrooms properly, so you don't have a snail surprise on the plate. And the false morel looks like a big brainy blob basically when you cut it in half, and it's poisonous, and its stem is not hollow, the inside cap is not hollow. So as you see, maybe they look something similar from outside, especially when the false morel one is small, may look even more like true morels. So that's why it's important to cut in half to see how it looks inside, and also look for the uninvited guests. Summarize all of this. So always look at the hat and the color of the hat. What is underneath the hat is a rigid gills sponge and the stem hollow or full. Thank you very much for being with me. I have it, as I mentioned, I have a little surprise for you. So you can download the free PDF fragment that will be attached in the comment, which all those slides, the comparisons, everything will be described. And so you can have it with you every time you go to the forest and use it, or remind yourself what was the three things they're supposed to remember. So thank you very much. You can find me on www.alpandotti.com, Facebook page Alpandotti, and Instagram. You can follow me. I always post some posts and videos there. I'm more active on Facebook, I think, more than Instagram. Right. Thank you again so much. See you soon.